Hundreds have been evacuated following heavy weekend rains in KwaZulu-Natal. Hardest hit were Umdloti, Tongaat and La Mercy.
Now, let's not forget that's where all that work was done just a few short weeks ago. It's already begun again to restore roads and provide water. Senior reporter Dasen Thathiah visited some of the worst affected areas.
The coastal town of Umdloti was once again among the worst affected during the recent rains in Durban. KZN Premier Sihle, as well as his delegation, has visited the area to check in on the infrastructure damage and how residents are doing. For now, he says that many people had to be evacuated over the weekend, but they will be looking at quantifying the cost of the damage as a result of those rains. Now, among the blocks that have been affected is St. Malo in Umdloti. This is one of the units that have been here for a long time, more than 30 years, I'm told. I'm now joined by the chairperson of the body corporate, Alex Curry. Alex, it's not a pretty sight. In fact, we're standing over here because there's not much left of the property to my left. Just talk to me about, firstly, the damage that you witnessed on Saturday.
Yeah, so morning. As a body corporate at Malo, we've obviously suffered a major loss here. We've lost probably about 5 meters of soil, swimming pools, decks. The rain started at about 6 in the evening, and it just kept coming. We experienced over 200 mils of rain. It was very intense, and yeah, as a body corporate, we've suffered major losses. Obviously, all the owners are extremely anxious, and we don't know a way around this at the moment. So it's quite a concern.
What does this mean for you going forward? I mean, is insurance going to cover this damage? Are you having those conversations? What does it mean for property values? Do you move? Do you stay? Where are you at this point?
Yeah, for Umdloti, it's terrible. I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the property prices were booming. I think at the moment down in Umdloti, we really struggle to even look at selling our properties. As a body corporate, we're extremely concerned. Insurance has come back to us saying they will cover certain areas such as the pool and the decks and things like that, but obviously the retainer walls and the landfill, all the soil, they will not cover. So, and as a body corporate, we're in for millions, and we won't be able to afford to do those repairs. So owners are extremely anxious, and we're not sure of the way forward at the moment. We are working with a number of people in town who have been extremely helpful, obviously private owners, and we are trying to get a game plan together to see what is the best way forward at the moment.
As a layperson, and I imagine many people have these types of questions as well, is that a building like this has been here for 38 years, and it's been largely unaffected by other rains. Yes. I mean, the floods of '87 and those that we've seen in recent years. And now with the recent rains, we see a portion of this property taken out. Yes. What has been the sense that you're getting? I mean, have there been engineers here? What's changed? What would result in something like this happening?
Look, I mean, as you said, the complex has been around for 38 years. So it was built in 1984. In '87, we had the large floods, and we've had no issues. About 5 or 6 years ago, we had also major flooding in Umdloti. There was a monsoon, and this river, a small little stream, was basically just a small stream. There was no cutaway. Vegetation was all in place. And recently, over the last couple of months, we've seen a major difference. The amount of water flow down this river. It's been basically a river, and it's not a stream anymore, and that's obviously the undercut is massive, and this little stream here can't handle the flow. So yeah, we're very concerned, and we can't go now ahead and just fix our embankment, because what's going to happen with the next rains, and for the people further downstream on the beach road, it's obviously also a concern, because they've been also washed away. So there definitely is an increase in water flow, and we need to see why that is happening, and hold meetings with the relevant stakeholders.
Thank you so much, Alex Curry, there, talking about some of the concerns that residents have, and this is shared by other residents in the area as well. On the other side of things, the Premier also says that work is being done to restore some of the electricity, the lost water supply, as well as the road infrastructure that has been largely severed in the northern part of Durban. I'm Dasen Thathiah in Umdloti.